Hey, what's up, guys? Well, I'm headed over to my buddy Gill's house, and I've got a special delivery for him. I've got the little Grizzly saw behind me, and I wanted to get it to him before Christmas time. I'm sure he's going to enjoy that. It's Saturday, right before Christmas here, and headed over 3 Mile Bridge, headed into Gulf Breeze, and I'm going to head to his place and drop off the saw. And I thought it'd be fun while I'm there is I'm going to take my GoPro here and we're going to dig around his shop a little bit. We're going to see what he's got, maybe go through some of his toolboxes and see what kind of hidden gems he's got in there. And I think he's a little excited about it, a little nervous, but I think he's excited about it. I want to check out and see what all he's got, because I know he's got some cool tools in there. So we'll play around his shop a little bit today. Look at his machines and all his little goodies. So we'll be there shortly. Alright, we made it over.
Hey, it's the YouTube crowd.
What's up, man?
How's it going, buddy?
It's going good.
Good to see you.
Look, you got the saw.
Oh, my Christmas present.
Yeah, Santa Claus came early.
Nice.
The metalworking Santa Claus.
Nice.
There's this other one that he's going to probably do something with.
I love-hate relationship right there. Love it when it works, but boy, I hate it when it doesn't.
There's a little shop. We're gonna sit down and make us a drink and start talking about some machine work here. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we're gonna give you just a quick little overview of Gill's little work area here, and we'll start with the Monarch. There's his sweet little 10EE that he's done a lot of work to. Beautiful machine. And there's the Bridgeport that we just recently added to the shop here. And then he's got a nice little workbench area with some really cool old toolboxes. There's another cool one there. Man, you got some nice toolboxes in here.
Yeah, I've been lucky to I've picked them up here and there.
He's got another one right there. I know where them toolboxes go whenever you croak. They're gonna go to my shop.
Well,
all right.
The wife said you have first pick when I go.
So we're just gonna have a little fun, and we're just gonna kind of go through some of his stuff and see what he's got. But I think we'll start with the Monarch. I'm gonna sit down here, and he's gonna talk about this Monarch for a few minutes. All right. All right, man. You want to talk about this little Monarch?
Well, yeah. I picked this up probably 2 or 3 years ago from the Air Force base out here. It was on the government liquidation. It was in pretty ratty condition. I mean, it was a rust bucket when I got it. It's a 59 10EE. The drive system is what they call a YAD, which is a works in a drawer. Maybe we'll open that up here in a little while and show it to you. It's pretty unique drive system these things have. But anyways, it took me a couple of years to get her cleaned up and running and everything. Most of that was just because I don't get a lot of time out here. I've got 2 businesses that I run and kids that are thankfully now in college, so I got to work harder now than I ever did. But anyways, it's a really sweet lathe. I started out with a little 9x20 Grizzly, and I've had 4 or 5 South Bend lathes that I rebuilt. I think I'm best at rebuilding things. I'm not a machinist. I'm a piddler, as I tell my wife. But anyways, it's a really sweet machine. You know, I took a lot to get it cleaned up. I've made some additions to it. I've got the tray up here that actually the stand is around the corner with my grinder on it. It was actually a little spot welder that I picked up out of the junk pile at the metal recycler's place, and it just sits. There's a little cap that goes right here, and I turn that with the lathe, and it's a real handy little shelf. I didn't have any chuck wrenches, so I had to fabricate a chuck wrench.
Looks good.
Yeah, I saw this in a little magazine. One of the magazines, I don't remember where it was, but it's kind of a quick chuck, if you will. It makes opening and closing 3 jaws a lot quicker. So it's just, I turned that and knurled it. And
you did a nice job on that.
yeah, it came out really good. I made me a scissor knurler. I've got that in the toolbox over there. Maybe we'll look at that. But and that's just a ratchet extension that's pressed in there. So that came out real good.
Where'd you get that indicator
oh
holder?
Man, a buddy of mine named A-Bomb had this import. He's a real big Noga guy, and I would be too if I could afford stuff like that. But no.
I made the switch to the Noga, and that was just buried in one of the toolboxes. I think it was in Granddad's toolbox.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was pretty much looked about like this one that Adam just gave me.
There you go. I just showed this one off.
Yeah, and the mag base was busted up like this one is. So I had another mag base, but the threads didn't match, so I had to turn an adapter there to be able to make it work. And then of course, everybody, if they've watched your latest video, has seen a little button right there that you have to fabricate.
Yep, you made the little adapter.
Good idea that Adam
Good
had
job,
there.
man.
Yeah, came out really nice.
And that's a hydraulic unit.
Yeah, it is, and it works really well. Adam gets a little more use out of his on the bigger lathes than I do. It gets a little bit tight right here. I had, before I'd got that, I made this up for my tool holder.
That's a pretty sweet little.
Yeah, which you indicate off of. If I had something in it, you can see how it works. But anyways, I use this quite a bit to dial things in. Not necessarily with the 3 jaw, but when the 4 jaw is on here.
I like that one, man.
Yeah, I made this this little tool holder, if you want to call it that. You know, the tools just sit right here on the edge, and I actually had this tray already. But it comes in real handy. You can kind of see everything up there.
Yeah.
Another little thing that I made for my 3 jaw. You know, a lot of times you've turned something and you got to rechuck it, and you don't want to mar it up. So I made these little brass covers for the jaws. I've got 3 of them.
Soft jaws.
Little soft jaws, yeah, that's what you call them. That way they go on pretty easy and come off. That way you just chuck it up and ready to go.
Man, look at those. They fit like they were made for it.
So yeah, they stay on here quite a bit. I went ahead, these covers, that's the taper attachment, which isn't working right now. I've got a little bit of work to do yet to get that working, but I went ahead and fabricated these little trays. I've got a TIG welder over here, little bending brake and stuff that I do, you know, small jobs, fabricating shop stuff. My little lock I made for my carriage. Oh, another A-Bomb exclusive here. The little pancake magnet. On mine, I couldn't attach the pancake to the back of the indicator because it was hitting up against this wiper right here. So I had to build a little standoff. So I just turned that. I don't know if you can see how it just got a slot in there. That was just to give it some depth so that it fits up against, and it
looks like it does the job, man.
All the time. It's got its perfect little spot right there.
See, it's
good to go.
We're gonna make a machinist out of you before long.
Well, I don't know about a machinist, but I like the piddler. The little piddler.
I like these little 10Es, man. They're just some sweet little machines, man. You're gonna have to tell them what this thing looked like whenever you picked it up.
Yeah, I'll have to find some photos of it. I've got a bunch of photos.
Well, he said he's got some pictures of this machine whenever he bought it from the base, right? And
yeah, from the government liquidation.
Yeah, and what I'll do is whenever I make this video, I'm going to throw a couple of these pictures that he's got in there somewhere in this, so you can kind of get an idea of what what it looked like when he bought it, because he's done a fantastic job cleaning this thing up and getting it running.
Yeah, the bed's got a little bit of wear on it. It's not too bad, but for, you know, for what I do, you know, as just a little hobby machinist guy, you know, you learn how to work with all that.
There's a lot of hobby guys that wish they had something this sweet. And
you know what? I built up to it. I rebuilt, like I said, probably 4 or 5 South Bend lathes, and I say rebuilt. I'd clean them up and make them work, and then I would find another one and sell the one I had. When I found the 10AE, I had a really nice 13-inch South Bend that I figured, you know, it had the collet closer on it, and it didn't have a lot of wear on it. I figured that was going to be the lathe that I was going to have for a long time. But this showed up, and you know, if you keep your eyes open, folks, I bought this lathe for $1,300.
That's not bad at all. That's a high dollar lathe.
I might have. I don't think I've got $500 in it. I got a lot of labor in it, but who, you know, that's the fun part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, you know, for that kind of money, and man, once you run one of these, you don't want to run anything else.
They're sweet, aren't they?
Oh man, they're just as fine as you can get. So
he actually let me play on this thing. A few months ago, I came over and
I didn't let you play on it. You showed me how to thread, dude. You taught me some stuff.
we did a little thread cutting over here, and it was pretty neat. But you know, even for me, you know, any machinist has to get familiar with the lathe that they're running, and I've never run this particular lathe before, so I had to kind of get familiar with it. But we did a little bit of thread cutting, and got it figured out, and he's been making all kind of threading parts now.
Yeah, I made some parts for my dad. I enjoy it.
Well, it looks nice, man. It's a very nice lathe.
Maybe we ought to show the drive system. I don't think very many people have seen a YAD drive system.
I think we ought to, man.
You want to
show
do that?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's let them look at it.
Okay. Over here, it's like I said, it's called "It Works in a Drawer." Let me go ahead and get this cover off, and we'll kind of show you how it works.
All right. We're gonna.
All right. This is the drive system. Like I said, it's called a YAD. It works in a drawer, and I can't talk technical about this stuff because I don't know enough. They got some really fantastic guys over on the Practical Machinist forum, on the Monarch forum, that really, I wouldn't be here talking to you with this lathe if it wasn't for those guys helping me out. Got some guys that really know their stuff over there, but let's see if I can get this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Is it hitting the?
Yeah, it's hitting. I won't be able to get it out.
It's
all
hitting.
Right, well, here's the inner workings, all the tubes and stuff on this drive system. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I would pull the drawer out, but it hits right here on the mount, and I don't want to mess with that right now. But let's go ahead and turn it on. And it's got a fan to keep everything cool. That's the fan right there. And you'll see it start warming up. Things are going to start glowing here in a few minutes. It's got a timer on it. I can't hit start. I can't remember if it's 30 seconds or 60 seconds for the timer to allow me to. When it does, you'll see things start glowing, believe it or not. And it's pretty.
It's pretty cool to see, man.
Technical.
It's really neat technology.
All right.
There they go.
There it goes. All right. So that's the lathe's ready to run now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in drive. And
That's where we're going to see the others light up, right?
yeah, you can see things start to.
Look at that.
that. I don't know if that helps. Does that help?
Oh yeah, we can see it good now.
See, right now we're running at about a little more than 1,000 RPMs. Now this lathe will run up to 4. I'm not going to run it that high right now.
They're glowing.
That's 2,500 RPMs.
That's pretty neat, man.
It's a light back on. That's the drive system. Don't ask me too much because I can't explain it. If you want to know more about it, go over to Practical Machinist
There you go.
on the Monarch forum and you can learn all you want. But
I know absolutely nothing about it, so don't ask me either. I'm just showing you the lights.
well, I know enough to keep me in trouble, and the guys who helped me go through all this, I really appreciate it.
All right, so we've been sitting here talking about his toolboxes, and we've been digging through some of his drawers, looking at some stuff, and he's been showing me some of the things that he's got, and I wanted him to just kind of show off some of his cool little tools he's got around here. What do you think, man? You want to show everybody what you got?
I'll show it up. You know, I got to say, everything in here I've pretty much collected. I'm a pack rat. Fortunately, my work takes me out and about on a daily basis, and I get to meet a lot of different people, and whenever I end up somewheres where they've got a shop or tools or anything, I always end up being late because I end up stopping and talking forever. But a couple of these, you know, I've got a Gerstner box right here, and I'm not sure what manufacturer on this box is, but those 2 boxes had belonged to my wife's sister-in-law's father, who was a tool and die maker at Eglin Air Force Base here, which is the big Air Force base that's local.
Yeah.
And he was a retired tool and die maker. And these boxes, he had passed away. In his retirement, he built grandfather clocks. But he had passed away. It had been passed away for a few years, and I had been rummaging around in his shop, which was just a disaster. And there was a blanket over something in the corner, which you really couldn't get to. I ended up getting there and took the blanket off, and it was like, you know, when you take the sheet off and all of a sudden it glows. Here were these 2 big machinist boxes there, and I was just floored.
You were just like,
I was. No, it was something else. But anyway, so I went and talked to it's the ex-sister-in-law now, still a family friend, but said, you know, I would really like to get those boxes and go through them and make sure everything's okay.
yeah, man. That's
she ended up selling them to me. I went through and I took out some of the keepsakes. There were some photos and stuff in there, but basically what you're going to see in these are pretty much how I got them. I've added a few things, but it's kind of in the same order as, you know, what's in this drawer is what was in the drawer when I got it for the most part.
You've been adding a few little cutting tools and things.
I've picked up a lot of different things. You know, like I said earlier, when I would find a lathe, I'd buy it, I'd fix it up, and I'd sell it to get the next lathe that I found. Well, in the course of finding these lathes, you always had other things that came with it, tools and things like that. So I've got a lot of stuff that I'll probably never use. A lot of stuff I don't know what it is. I've got double and triple what I need. You know, you'll see in some of these drawers, there's just way more than anybody would ever need. Maybe one of these days I'll have to go through and eBay some of it or whatever. I don't know, but
maybe
that's kind of the story behind these
donate
boxes.
A few to me.
Absolutely. So that kind of just gives a little background on where these boxes came from.
There's some beautiful toolboxes, and I'm going to tilt the camera just a little bit this way, and you can see You said this is a Gerstner box.
Yeah, this one's a Gerstner.
Right here. And it's still got the tag there. Gerstner and Sons, Dayton, Ohio, USA. And that's a very, very desirable machinist toolbox right there. And I would absolutely love to have a toolbox like that in my shop. And he's got a really nice box right here. And personally, I think that other box that's over here that we'll look at looks like a Gerstner too. To me, it looks like just about a clone of this one. Just the knobs look a little bit different on it, but it looks to be about the same thing when
it's a nice box.
The latches all look about the same.
It's a nice box. One thing everybody's going to have to kind of, I don't know if they can appreciate it or not. The space that I have here is roughly a 1-car garage. It's a 3-car garage, but the rest of it is allocated to the wife and lawnmowers and all that kind of stuff. So
you got to park your car in here.
That's right. This year, 2014, I'll get my shop. But because of the limited space, I constantly have to move something from somewhere to somewhere else to be able to do something. And you can see all of my manuals and books set up on top there, so I've got to take those off to kind of take a look at what we have here. And right here's the guy. His name was Frank Rookstall. You can see his name on the top. That was my wife's ex-father-in-law. And I didn't know him. I'd never met him. He had passed away quite a while back. But anyways,
he's got his name there on that box too.
Yeah,
So oh, it's a height gauge.
Yes, it is.
In nice shape too.
Yep. All of his stuff was well taken care of.
Do you know what brand that one is?
Let's take a look at it. He's got his name. Tell you what, did a nice job of engraving on that one, huh?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't see any brand. And you can see we're in Florida. You see the condensation that's already built up on this.
Yeah, we got some crappy weather right now, man. It's really muggy, and we have to keep everything oiled or you'll get rust on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with that before I put it up. Anyways, sign plate right here. As far as brand on there, I couldn't tell you. And the only thing I know about these is what I've read online and in books. But it looks like it's a really good quality piece.
Yep.
Some V-blocks. Actually, there's another set that I got out of this box that I use on a fairly regular. That's
These
Sterrets.
look like Sterrets.
Yeah, those are Sterrets. These, I don't know if these are, I don't know what these are. These might have just been made. It's got his initials. He might have just made these. I don't know.
Yeah. Little surface gauge.
Surface gauge. Bigger surface gauge. Brown and sharp on here. Sterret, I think, right here. No markings, but right there it is.
That looks like
Lufkin.
a Sterret. Oh,
It's a Lufkin.
Lufkin,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a Lufkin.
It's got that really pretty the heat treating
Right.
colors on it.
Some machinist buttons for
Hey.
indicating in.
I recognize those now. I went through Granddad's toolbox and found something like
Yeah.
that.
Letter and numbers, I believe, here.
Some stamps.
Stamps in both of these boxes. So that's
Very nice, man.
the top. There was a
Let me get the camera down here.
okay. There was a
Okay.
machinery's handbook in here. I keep that in my bedroom where I do all my reading. It was, I think, a 15th edition or something like that. It's a fantastic book, but every time I use it, I feel like the pages are going to fall out of it. I've got another machinery handbook here. It's a 20th edition that I keep out in the shop. That's what I use out here. Just
Lots of literature and some of the old
Yep,
books.
old books and stuff. This is exactly as it came to me. There. Get that to stay. Good little
Some
Sterret
squares.
square.
Man, look at that case. That's nice. I've never seen one of those. That's really nice, man. I mean, it just keeps it in its place and keeps it from getting scratched and dinged.
It's another Starrett, and then some. This is a Starrett, two bigger ones. That's a Starrett, and this.
If you ever need to sell one of those, let me know.
All right. That one doesn't have any marking on it that I can see. And a little gauge.
A little drill gauge. Or
No, this is for sheet metal and metal gauge, I think, for that one. Back over here, all the small little mills that it came with it. Now this, I'll never probably need.
That's for a, that's either a Brown and Sharp or
a Brown and Sharp number 7.
Okay.
So I don't have anything with Brown and Sharp number 7.
I had a few of those. I ended up selling them.
If anybody needs a Brown and Sharp number 7 mill, I've got one. So a bunch of small mills in there. Some more mills here, still in the box. Here's the little machinist jack, or machinist, what they call machinist jacks.
Yeah. Actually, they mighty jack, or but it's a machinist jack. Right. It should be a Starrett.
Well used too. Look at that. He's
yep.
He definitely used them in his trade. Never really quite figured out what these were or what they were for. They're high-speed welding, looks like 3 degree, I think, on this one. If anybody, if you know what that is, I don't know what that is.
I can't say that I've ever used anything like this, so somebody else probably knows what they are other than me. I was thinking maybe they were ground end mills, but they're not. It just says 3 degree on it, so
yeah.
It has something to do with the you know, tool and die maker tools.
Yeah. So those have always been in there. Empty case. Okay. One of those little optical center punches. I believe I don't believe this came with. I think this came with something else, and I put it in here. But either way. Move over. All right.
Oh yeah, that's those like transfer
centers, or
yeah.
Let me see what.
I've always wanted those and never had any.
Hyman Manufacturing, and they got that really neat finish on them. But you take.
I've used them before. You screw them into a threaded hole.
Screw that into the threaded hole. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Screw them into a threaded hole, and then you can
whatever you put on top of it, right?
Yeah, lay a piece of sheet metal or whatever on top of it, and hit it with a hammer, and you transferred your hole locations.
Right.
Those are very handy sometimes.
Different sizes on that. Pen vices. I actually have used these quite a few times.
You got a nice collection of pen vices.
Right.
There.
Some really small drills.
There's your small drills. Look at that. I've got a couple like that. That's a general set right there. That's a nice little set of drills, man. Those don't get used too often.
Have to go to school to use that.
You need one of those little
these come
finger
out of
chucks.
center finders, I believe. I think that's what those come out of. Some other small. These look like little screwdrivers or something. I'm not sure what those. I don't know if you can see all that in there.
That's a tap, isn't it? Those are taps.
I don't know.
Let me see. Oh no, they're not. They're not taps either. They do look like screwdrivers.
Yeah, go into
fit
into a handle. That's the indicator button right there.
Yep.
This I think is for the sign plate, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like part of the sign plate.
Right.
Or that's. I think this is. I don't know if that goes with the sign plate. This is another sign plate setup here.
Some more really small drills.
Yep. Yeah, I've got a few of those myself. I thought about sending Tom Lipton one because he asked about borrowing my 2-inch drill bit, and I didn't know if he could handle one that big, so I would send him one that I think he could handle. You got some a nice collection of spring calipers, some dividers,
some rulers.
Can't touch anything. You can't get that drawer back in there.
No kidding. Some odds and ends here. Countersink.
Counter boring tools.
Yep. Jewelers. Screwdrivers. Odds and ends.
Those are all counter boring tools. If you want to counter bore a part for an Allen cap head bolt, this is what you'd use. Okay. It looks like some knurls.
Yep. And then some
ball bearings.
Ball bearings that he's picked up. All right,
getting down into the big drawers. Got some Lufkin mics.
Protractors, yeah, all Lufkin.
Yeah, these are Lufkin. It looks like he made some kind of piece of plastic in there so that they would be fitted in the drawer. You got a square.
This one is not empty because I've got it here. There it is, right there, I think.
Oh, okay. The small square.
Yeah, I use that quite a bit.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Now, what are these here?
These are go no go gauges.
Okay.
My eyes can't. Let's see. This is 3. Can't see that, Adam. 375.
Do you need me to read it for you?
3755.
Okay. Definitely some tool and die maker tools there.
There.
And this looks
Little
like
planer gauge.
Yep.
I think they call that.
I believe they also call this a shaper.
Yeah,
shaper gauge right here.
Yeah. That's I think you has something to do with a ruler.
Yeah, this attaches. I know what this is. This is something else that I've been wanting to get. You can attach. Now I think this is right. I believe you can attach 2 scales with this clamp here. And this is a sterret. So you can take two scales and butt them together like so here, and essentially you make you a longer scale out of that. That's really nice, man. That's a nice piece. I've always wanted one of those.
You see, he's got, this is a...
That's a 24.
24. Once again, he made the little rack right there.
That is also another scale attachment to attach, so you can have two scales at a 90 degree. Yep. You got some scribers.
Yep, scribers. I use one of these by the lathe. I've got another one by the lathe that I use.
Yeah.
Very handy. Idea?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is.
I knew what this was at some point in time, but now I don't remember what they're called.
Oh man, that's all right. This is another. It's an angle. It's a type of angle gauge right here. You see?
Right.
And I believe that I've got one of these that belonged to Granddad, but it's just one of those tools that I've never used.
Something else took its place.
I've never used it,
right.
But it's very cool to look at and play with.
Everything he has was neat. All right, now this is the drawer that used to be full that I've taken everything out. A lot of this stuff is over by the mill, and this is just where I threw a bunch of indicators that I had. So, it's my little collection of Federal indicators. You had some parallels here, some parallels here. I can't remember everything that was in here. Some of it was empty. It wasn't full. So I'm not sure what all of this was, but he made that.
Yep. Got a nice nice selection of indicators here.
Don't know what I'll do with all of them. Some of them don't work, like this one's not any good, but
you know, we've all got those.
I can't throw anything away.
I've got a bunch of those too, and I've always wanted to just send them off to somebody and get them to fix them. And I've got a couple. I've got several that belong to my granddad, and that's why I hold on to them, because I'm hoping one of these days I'm gonna have somebody fix them. So I tell you what.
I got a few angle plates over here in the corner.
That's a cool little angle plate. That's a neat one too. Now was that?
It's got his initials
Yep.
on it.
I bet you he built that.
Probably so. Yeah, it's all welded.
Nice box that he made for it.
He was
I would assume.
he was a good woodworker because, like I said, he was building grandfather clocks in his retirement.
What you got hidden over here?
That's a boring head that I actually used to do to make some square corners, which maybe later I'll show you what that was used for. But that's a boring head.
Okay.
That I put that in there, and some more V blocks.
Yep. Another set of V blocks.
I don't know.
That's probably a little cheapy fly cutter.
This was the fly cutter when you came over that I had the cutter in upside down. So it's in right now. I promise.
He was trying to cut something, and he said, "Man, I can't get a good finish on that piece. What's going on?" I looked at the tool, and he had it flipped the wrong way.
Those of you who are getting older know what these are, and know that you probably use them quite often, like I do. This one actually lights up, which I like.
That's pretty neat.
And then
your nice steer at level.
My level that came in pieces actually, and I had to get some new parts. A friend of mine named Adam helped me get some new screws and parts for it, and it works great now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we ordered I ordered all the hardware.
Mounting
all
hardware.
the hardware was missing off that, and in case you didn't know, anything for a Starrett tool that you need that's missing, you can buy it from Starrett. It doesn't matter what it is. They do have a $4 minimum charge, so it's going to cost you a little more than $4 for those screws.
If we want to just go a little bit further here,
let's
take a break.
Let's take a quick break because the video is getting really long,
okay.
And we'll start over here in just a second. We kind of moved down a little bit, and let's see some more of your goodies, man.
This is my junk pile. This is kind of where everything gets gathered up. You know, really not a lot to show here. Most everybody knows what they are, knows what it is, and doesn't really need explanations. These are just some hex wrenches, some different stocks that I've got. I've got a lot of old test indicators and indicators that aren't any good. I'll take them apart and not be able to put them back together. I hope I'm not the only one who does that. But reamers and stuff like that up here. A friend of mine, this is something kind of unique. A friend of mine gave me this a few months ago. It's AC, I guess AC Delco nowadays, but it's an RPM thing. I guess a lot of people have seen those Starrett RPM jobbers or whatever they are, but it's got the book in it and everything. But I thought that was kind of unique.
That's a pretty neat item.
A car site to see if anybody wants it. But
hey, he's got his A-Bomb 79 approved Starrett hook scale right here.
My buddy. But anyways, you know, most of this stuff is just things that everybody's seen, different depth gauges and stuff like that.
I see some Starrett boxes. What is that?
Well, that's a Lufkin. Let's take them one at a time.
Depth mic. Lufkin depth mic.
Sure, it is a trick to read those. I find myself scratching my head quite often.
I thought that was maybe a 4-inch mic.
Brown and sharp, surface gauge. Let's see what we had in there. All
yep.
Right. That's a Lufkin in a Starrett box.
Let me see this. Okay, that's a nice mic. I like that. It's got the friction thimble there, and it's got a nice feel to it. Nice heavy weight. Lufkin made some nice tools, man. You got a lot of nice Lufkin stuff.
Yeah. What else we've got in here?
There's another Lufkin. Looks like a 2 to 3.
Odds and ends from
some that's the indicator set
indicator
there.
Stuff.
Yep.
It's just some odds and ends in an old box.
Somebody painted it yellow.
Yeah.
That's just Starrett back plunge indicator kit.
Yep. Nothing. I think actually
I've got a couple of those.
I think that right there is right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
the Inco.
Yeah.
Old Inco caliper. Last word. Missing the last word though.
Yeah. But it's here probably somewheres. This is a spot-on indicator set, whatever that is. Nothing.
Okay.
So sorry. We've got a lot of dead
looks like
ends
some
there.
more punches.
Yeah.
That's another punch set back there.
Punch set. Oh, these are some V blocks.
Oh, that's some nice toolmaker V blocks there, man.
Well, when I got these things, they had about 1 inch of rust on them, brown and sharp. And I cleaned them up. I soaked them in, I can't remember which stuff I used to soak them in.
Let's see.
This one you can see where the rust kind of got to it, but still good V blocks.
Very nice.
So, got a few of those in there. Sorry about that.
Got some more squares right here that I see.
These are just some import Chinese Chi-Com import squares that I had gotten back when I had my little Grizzly lathe, and you know they kind of rusted up, but I use them on a regular basis. I keep the nice ones for in the box. These I use just for general layout and stuff like that.
This is a Starrett box, an old.
Oh, that's that
Starrett
RPM.
Box. Oh man, that is cool.
Right there.
I've never seen one of those, man. That's a really neat tool.
I don't
It's
know
RPM
I don't know
gauge.
how it works.
We need to
Whether it works.
we need somebody out there that uses these RPM gauges to give us a little video on these things and show us how you're supposed to use them. I've never used one.
Oh, here's an old indicator. Starrett.
That's the one that I thought that I want to say that I found something like that in our toolboxes, and
I bet your
and
granddad was good at those.
That is really neat, man. You can you put this on an indicator attachment, you know, one of your rods, and clamp it up, and you know, this is your contact point. And let me get over here where you can see it, and there's your that should be thousandths of an inch there run out.
It froze.
Yeah, that's fine. The camera's still running.
Good.
But there's your indicator. Man, that's a really cool little tool. You got another one there.
I got a whole box of odds and ends stuff in here.
Okay. Yep. Inside, it looks like an inside mic. See, it came back.
Yeah, okay.
We're looking at the preview image on my phone. I like
So
that,
that's
man.
a busted.
That is a
or no, I don't. Look at that one.
telescoping gauge. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, but it doesn't telescope. You turn it.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Look
It must be an inside mic then.
Yeah. Like this one.
Let's see. It says who it's made by. I can't tell. It's like a I don't know. It's not moving.
I don't either.
I'm not sure what that is. Somebody that knows what that is, let us know.
So anyways, just a lot of odds and ends in there.
Whoop. Stepping on the metal pile. Oh, did this go in there?
No, that one stayed out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my scrap pile down at your feet. I have to get a shot of that.
Inside mic. What is that, a Starrett?
That is an international tool company from San Leandro, California.
I've never seen one before. Very cool. And it looks like another Starrett box. I bet you that's some inside mics right there.
Let's see what we've got.
Oh, it's a depth mic. Go down a little bit. You got a depth mic with the ratchet counter on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool, man. Very cool. Very nice depth mic.
All right, that's kind of this corner of
All right.
some other stuff up here. Of course, everybody knows what. I'll bring it down here.
Okay. Some tap guides. The bench block.
Bench blocks, yeah. I think this. Not sure what that was. Good old Florida, man.
You gotta love the rust.
Rust belt. These are all.
Drill indexes.
Yeah. All the different sizes.
Can you flip that out? What Those are some
blanks.
oh, okay, drill blanks. How often do you see that? Pretty neat. Still ain't gonna fall apart on me, is it?
If it does, I hope we have the camera turned that way.
I hope so too. I'm sure everybody wants to see that.
That's odds and ends. I'm always digging through that, looking for
yep.
Looking for something, but I think these are some Starrett
punches.
Yeah.
I've got a set of these at work, and they don't make the case out of wood anymore. They use plastic.
Do they?
Yep. It's the same shape.
I've got all the punches, but I've got punches all over the place. In fact, I've got a whole nother set of Starrett right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nice pin punches there.
And then if you want, I can show you what's in. This is mostly just cutting tool. I don't know if you have to probably lift it up. I'm not sure.
All right, here we'll just we'll go through this one real quick. You got some mics, really nice mics.
Some more.
Some Starretts. I showed you one of these. I've got a couple of these that were my granddad's.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Some 1/2 inch, an anvil mic.
Here's some cutters.
All right, so we're just going through another little toolbox here, and the wifey came out, and she doesn't want to be filmed on camera, so I had to turn it off for a second. But we're gonna go through this little box real quick and see what he's got, man.
All right, mostly just cutters and stuff. Well, we do have some.
Yeah, we seen this.
Yeah. Okay.
We got the mics.
All right.
All right.
Some
yeah.
milling cutters.
We were on the milling cutters here.
I do have a. What all did I have in here? Oh. It's like this is a weird one.
That's made by Federal.
Yeah, and I can't remember how it worked, but it's got a gauge on here. I think this is something that you set up, and then I think it's for tolerances. I can't remember. See, there's a needle inside there that's going.
Yeah.
And
wow.
I'm sure someone on the site's going to tell us what it is.
I'm sure somebody's used that before. I've never personally used one, but I'm kind of understanding what it's.
See, it looks like it's for measuring within those tolerances.
I believe this is your 10th reading here. Even though you've got a 10th on top, I think that's an even. Okay. That's additional to it, but
anyways.
That's a neat mic.
That's a Mic Master, Federal Mic Master model 200P-1.
Very cool.
And this is a release for something. So see that?
Yep.
Anyways, that's that.
A cool mic.
This is another old
Starrett mic. Man, that thing looks brand new. Look at that. Hey, a little tip. Take it off of 0. Okay. And it's best on the 0 to 1s to not close them all the way up. Or if you do, just like stick a piece of paper with some oil on it or something in between there.
Rusting?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Good tip there, A-Bomb.
Hey, this
I must be the only one that calls you A-Bomb.
Where'd you get that roughing cutter from?
Oh, a buddy of mine named Adam. Let me borrow that. Man, I'll tell you what, first time I used a roughing cutter, I was in heaven. I called Adam and said, man, I can't believe this thing cuts like butter.
I think he texted me, he says, holy shit, this thing cuts like butter.
That was great. I loved it.
I had an extra one there, and he didn't have one, so I gave him a.
Yeah, I've got some now, so that's going to be going back to him soon.
All right.
A little eBay finds.
All right, man. We got some more.
These are roughing cutters that I got.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen them yet. They came to me like this too. See?
Yeah.
So
you I remember you told me you bought a lot of them off eBay.
Got a great deal on it. So
yeah.
More cutters.
Another small one.
Yeah.
Those are really cool. Hey, what about that melon right there?
Buddy of mine named Adam fixed me up on this. This is a carbide end mill. And it's got a little radius on the end. It's not a ball nose, but it's got a radius.
Yep, got a radius corner, and it's carbide.
So Adam told me he didn't think it's going to take me long to chip it. And he's right. It probably won't take me long at all.
He's going to let me know when he starts using that how long it takes to chip one of the edges off.
Yeah. And come down. We got some boring bars. Some cutoff blades that don't fit anything that I have. Well, one did. You can see what I did to the end of that one.
Yep. You got a little tiny boring bar there.
Yeah,
They come in handy though, man.
This one was made. It's a pretty neat one right there. I made this for an insert.
Is this some kind of fancy V-block?
I'm not sure what that is or where it came from. I know it was really rusty before it went in the toolbox. I cleaned it up.
It looks like a bunch of different size V's that you can use.
So I'm not sure.
Cool tool.
Yeah, another little right here.
Yep, another little V-block.
Okay. And then a bunch of cutting.
Tool bits.
Tool bits, whole bunch. And that what I normally do when I need another cutter is I'll grab my little tray here. And I'll come in here and I'll dump them out. And I'll start looking for what I need.
There you go.
And if they don't have exactly what I need, Adam's given me some lessons on grinding, and I'm getting a lot better at it.
My favorite grind.
Got a
chip breaker.
Chip breaker on it.
Chip breaker turning tools.
That might have been one that you ground. But so anyways, that's my little system for finding my
very cool.
My cutters.
I like the little Armstrong box. Look at that.
And those are all new.
Armstrong cutting tools. I love the old boxes, man. People don't talk about that much, but
see, look at the corners on that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I've got some cool old boxes that I'm waiting to share, and I just haven't showed them yet. Now, what the hell is that?
Some kind of broaching tool.
That's what it looks like, is a homemade brooch. Brooch in a rectangular hole. Yeah. It's not square, it's rectangular.
You're right. Pretty neat.
Yep. All right, man.
So that's it on this box right here.
We're going to take another quick break, and I think we're going to move on to this other toolbox over here, and maybe dig around and see what else we can find over here. All right, be right back.